Hi Baker Babies, welcome back to the kitchen. You're watching Le Bon Baker. I'm Le Bon Baker, and today, just in time for Easter, we're going to make hot cross buns. For hot cross buns today, there's 3 parts to this recipe. So that we're going to be working on the bun recipe itself, and then we're going to move to the flour paste, which we'll use to pipe on the crosses onto the buns. And then lastly is the glaze that will brush over the beautiful buns. So come and check out the things that you're going to need to go and get. For the buns, I've got some all-purpose flour, and then over here in these sachets are some dried yeast. I've also got some 2 eggs, which I'm going to lightly beat, some sugar, some currants. You can choose whatever currants you like. I'm going to go with Australian currants today. I've got some melted butter, some allspice, and some lukewarm milk. And then over here in this section, this will be used for the glaze. So we've got some sugar and some water, and over here for the flour paste, we've got some flour and some water. And for the full quantities, head on over to lebonbaker.com. Now that we've got all of our ingredients ready here, we're going to start adding all of the dry into the big bowl with the flour. So we're going to add the currants, the sugar, the allspice, the pinch of salt, and our yeast. So let's get to it. Now that all of those ingredients are in the bowl, let's give it a bit of a mix just with a butter knife here, and then we'll start whisking our eggs very lightly as well after we've done this, and start adding the butter and the milk. Time to give these eggs a little beat, and don't forget your one-handed egg cracks. Awesome, it's time to add our wet into our dry now. So we can put in the lightly beaten egg, the melted butter, and the lukewarm milk. Let's get to it. Perfect, now all those ingredients are in here. Grab your knife again, and we're going to start mixing until it forms a very soft dough. Okay, this looks really nice. So what we're going to do now is just use very clean hands and finish off making that really soft dough. Once it looks great, we're going to put it onto a floured surface, and then we're going to start kneading the dough for about 10 minutes. Excellent, so now it's time to start kneading the dough. I've just added a little extra sprinkling of flour to the top, and it's time to get started. This little baby looks awesome. So what we're going to do now is put it in a well-oiled bowl, cover it with plastic wrap, and then we're going to let it grow and double in size for about an hour to an hour and a half. So my dough has definitely doubled in size. I have to say I did leave it for a bit longer than an hour. I got distracted, so I probably left it for 2 instead. But you can leave yours for at least 1 hour and make sure it just doubles in size like this. So that looks fantastic. So now it's time to turn on your oven to 180 degrees or 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then just line a tray with some parchment paper. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to lightly flour the surface here, dump this dough on, knead it for 30 seconds, and then we can divide it into 12 even portions. We're going to lightly flour the surface again, and I'm going to punch down my dough. Pretty good. I think it's time to divide this up into our 12 portions. So to get to your 12 portions, you can either weigh yours out evenly, or you can just start dividing the dough and just kind of estimate whatever you think looks right. I'm just going to estimate. I don't want to get the scales out again, so I'm just going to start cutting it up. Okay, I'm just going to start rolling these into little balls. So these look pretty good and pretty even. So what we're going to do now is put them all on the tray, place them nice and evenly, make sure that there's at least 1 centimeter between them so they've got room to grow. And then we're going to put cling wrap or plastic wrap back over the top, and we're going to let them set for 30 minutes. And while they are waiting and growing again, we'll do our glaze and our paste. Perfect, so this is all sealed, and I'm going to leave it to the side now, and we'll get going on the other pieces. So while our buns are growing over here, let's make the paste that we're going to use to make the crosses on the buns. And it's actually, I don't know if you can hear it, it's just started raining here. It's so beautiful. Perfect afternoon for hot cross bun. For the paste, I've just got some all-purpose flour here and some water, and we're just going to be adding the water to the flour. We're going to be mixing it until it's a nice smooth consistency. We've got to make sure it's not too runny so that it'll stay on the hot cross buns. And then once that's really good, we're going to add it into this snap lock bag here. We're going to be cutting the tip of it, and then we'll be using it as a piping bag for the buns. All right, in we go with a little bit of water. Won't add it all at once, just little by little. Definitely need more. And last bit of water in. Now if you need to add more water, that's okay too. I think that this one definitely needs more water. So I've got mine to this consistency here. So as you can see, not too runny and not too thick. So I'm going to put this straight into the snap lock bag and then start piping on the buns. And don't worry if your buns aren't completely perfect or even. I think it looks a lot better if they're a bit rustic anyway. They add more character to them. So seal up your bag nice and tight, and then I'm going to start rolling mine so that there's no air in it, and I want to have a nice bit at the bottom where I'm going to use to start piping, so you can see that there. And I'm just going to cut that off and then start adding this to the buns. Nice and tight. Take off the plastic. Woohoo, these are massive now. They've definitely doubled in size. All right, it's the fun part. That's off. Let's do it. Nice, this paste is perfect consistency. I'm really happy with that. So when you cut the hole in the bag, don't cut it too big. It's much easier to manage if it's smaller. So best to start smaller and make it bigger if you need to. It's always harder to go back. Okay, so our beautiful buns can go straight into the oven, and we're going to cook on the moderate temperature for 20 to 25 minutes. But again, always monitor yours. It may be a little bit more or a little bit less. While the buns are in the oven, there's just one more thing left that we've got to do, and that's to finish our glaze. So all we've got here is some sugar and some water. We're just going to add it to a saucepan and let the sugar dissolve. And then once the buns come out the oven, that'll be perfect to paste on top, and then time to eat. I'm just going to bring mine to the boil for about 3 minutes, and then I'll take it off the heat and wait for the buns to come out. Wow! Yeah, they look great. These look so good. They're a lot bigger than what I thought they'd be, and the smell wafting through the kitchen is absolutely incredible. I've taken them out now. They look really nice. They're golden brown. I don't want to overcook them. So what I'm going to do is just brush the sugar water on top and then let them sit for 5 minutes, and then it won't be long until I'm eating one of these things because they look so good. Guys, I think we absolutely nailed it. These look to die for. I'm so proud. They are so beautiful. They're nice and golden on top, and then they're perfectly doughy in the middle, filled with raisins and currants. It's time to grab some butter and start eating. Oh yes, nothing like big lump of butter to make it even more delicious and tasty. Oh my god. You just can't beat homemade. It's the best. Thank you so much for baking with me today. I hope that you will enjoy this recipe as much as I do. It's one of the slightly longer ones, but it's absolutely worth it, and make sure you do it for your friends and family for Easter. Let me know what you want to bake. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Le Bon Baker, and we can do all of the tips, tricks, and recipes that you want to learn.